Hi everyone, my name is Shauna. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be giving you my top 10 priority reads for 2025. Obviously this is just kind of like a small stack. I have so many books on my TBR or list, but these are the top 10 that I want to prioritize. Am I filming this in February? Yes, but it is never too late to start, and so I'm kicking myself in the butt. I'm going to film this video, and this is going to keep me motivated to make my way through this stack. If you've just watched kind of a previous video, you notice my hair looks a little bit different. I got my hair braided like a week and a half ago, and honestly, I love it. If you've seen Wicked, it's a lot of toss. It's a lot of that. But yeah, we're going to jump right into it. So first up is Brandon Sanderson's Wind and Truth, which is, I mean, probably on so many people's TBRs. This came out the end of 2024, and it is book 5 in the Stormlight Archive series. So I'm not going to say kind of too much about it, in the sense that this is, I think, projected to be a 10-book series. So this is like the halfway arc in the series. So, but it is high fantasy. It is amazing. So many POVs, so many characters, an amazing kind of like magic system, and yeah, it's a chunky book. So we'll definitely be chipping away at this over the year. I just realized I don't have a place to put this, so I'll put them there. Up next, of course, is Sally Rooney's Intermezzo, which says, "The demands of other people do not dissolve, they only multiply. More and more complex, more difficult," which is another way she thinks of saying more life, more and more life. If memory serves me, yeah, it is, we follow Peter, who is a Dublin lawyer in his 30s, successful, confident, and apparently unassailable. But in the wake of his father's death, he's medicating himself to sleep and struggling to manage his relationships with two very different women. Sally Rooney, obviously kind of a polarizing author. Like, you love her, you hate her, you love her writing, maybe you love the adaptations of her books into TV series, like Conversations with Friends, Normal People. But yeah, I'm really excited this is her newest release. If you can hear a little like chomping sounds, it is my cat. It is lunchtime. She's trying to eat, and I'm just living in her world. Up next I have is kind of a classic. I mean, this is also classic high fantasy. This is The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is book 2. Honestly, there's so many like prequels and things that follow it, but like the Lord of the Rings kind of like series, The Hobbit, The Fellowship of the Ring, this is book 2, which says, of course, nothing that I'm gonna spoil. I mean, Lord of the Rings has been around for ages, but this is also like book 2, so I don't want to say too much about high fantasy. End of the world. We have a chosen gang. They're on a mission to save the land. And I'm really excited. I read The Hobbit, I think last year in 2024. I just finished The Fellowship of the Ring last month for a book club read, and now I'm going to continue the series kind of solo by myself. Next, I have The Wind's 12 Quarters and the Compass Rose by Ursula K. Le Guin. This would be my first Ursula K. Le Guin book ever. Like, she's such a well-known and beloved SF author, but I've never read anything by her, and this is a collection of some of her short stories. It has, I think 14, I think they say. I think it's like 14, so it has The Day Before the Revolution, Sir, Winter's King, and many more. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be phenomenal and a really good way to just get into her writing is just to have a collection, kind of dip in, dip out, read a short story, and go back and forth like that. Sorry, I'm hoping I'm not stepping too far out of frame every time I put the books over there, but we'll see. Up next is Unwell Women, Misdiagnosis and Myth in a Man-Made World by Eleanor Cleghorn? Yeah, Cleghorn? Apologies, I am trying. Cleghorn. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. This is a trailblazing, conversation-starting history of women's health, from the earliest medical ideas about women's illness to hormones and autoimmune diseases, brought together in a fascinating, sweeping narrative by the author. I'm really looking forward to this. This is, I think, maybe the only nonfiction I have on my stack, but I recently picked this one up. I'll be doing a book haul video pretty soon. I have a couple that I've been collecting for the past month, and this is one of my newest pickups, and I'm really looking forward to it, as I think this is going to be really interesting. Kind of an older book. I mean, this has been out now quite a while, obviously. A lot of folks would know Priory of the Orange Tree and then A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. This is the prequel to that, so it comes before Priory of the Orange Tree. These are chunky books. Like, these are, I've honestly, like, this and Wind and Truth are like, holy crap, these are heavy. Like, these are definitely going to be kind of like slow. Like, I'll be chipping away at these books for a few months, but I read Priory last year and loved it. I think I rated it 4.5 stars or something, and I read it for a book club, so this one will also kind of be on, like, my own personal continuation of the series, and I'm really looking forward to it. It is, where it says, the stunning standalone prequel to the New York Times bestselling Priory of the Orange Tree. We follow a sister of the Priory. For 50 years, she is trained to slay worms, but none have appeared since the Nameless One. The younger generation is starting to question the Priory's purpose. And so we're following, I think, a couple POVs in this new and uncertain time. It's gonna be good. I'm really scared that that stack is gonna fall. Really scared. Continuation of another author that I read last year, which is, of course, M.L. Wang. I read The Sword of Kaigen by this author in 2024, again for book club. Book club was slapping at that point. I think I rated this like 4.5 stars. Or sorry, this. I rated the You know when you're just like, I've said too many things too fast? I think I rated Sword of Kaigen 4.5 stars. I sobbed reading that book. I absolutely loved it. And of course I had to pick up this author's newest release, which is Blood Over Bright Haven. I think this is more kind of like a dark academia. The first woman ever admitted to the prestigious Order of Mages unravels a secret conspiracy that could change the practice of magic forever. In the standalone dark fantasy from the author, what was that? From the author of The Sword of Kaigen. For 20 years, she has devoted her in every waking moment to study magic, fueled by a mad desire to achieve the impossible, be the first woman ever admitted to the High Magistracy of the University of Magics and Industry. And of course, chaos, conflict, problems ensue. How will she deal with this? Can't wait. Okay, we're down to the last 3. I know a lot of people do like 25 for 25, or like, you know, obviously like they like match the year, so they're like, you know, my top 20 for 2020. I did 10 just because I find I have like my TBR list is unwieldy at times, so I felt like 10 was kind of a nice cap. Up next is The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden. I absolutely love Catherine Arden. She is the author of the Bear and the Nightingale series. Phenomenal writing. And this one says, during the Great War, a combat nurse searches for her brother, believed dead in the trenches, despite eerie signs that suggest otherwise. In this hauntingly beautiful historical novel, with a speculative twist from the New York Times bestselling author of The Bear and the Nightingale. Really looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be great. Again, also a recent pickup, and I can't wait to get to it. Oh, that stack is definitely going to fall. I'm watching it, and I should not have put 2 towers on the bottom, because it's the tiniest of all these books. And up next, of course, I have The Will of the Many by James Islington. I have had this on my TBR list for so long. Like, as soon as it came out, I got a copy. I asked for it for Christmas or my birthday or something when it first came out in... What year did this come out? 2023? 2022? 2023. I've had this on my shelf now for like 2 years, and I still have not read it. It says, at the Elite Academy, a young fugitive uncovers layered mysteries and world-changing secrets in this new fantasy series by internationally best-selling author James Islington. I know I'm going to love this book. I know I'm going to love this book. I have to just pick it up. I have to bite the bullet. It is so chunky, though. I'm kind of intimidated, but I'm really looking forward to this. And it says book 1, so book 2 must be out or about to come out. Correct me in the comments, but I'm like, am I already behind? Am I already too late? Who knows? Last but not least, it has to be last, and I absolutely cannot put it on the top of this stack because it will fall, is Saga, the Compendium 1 by Brian K. Vaughan. and Fiona Staples. This, of course, is a bind-up of a huge collection of comics that came out for Saga probably a few years ago now, actually. Saga is quite a beloved series, but definitely has been out for a little while. And I happened to find this. If you saw I think my last book haul video, I found this at a secondhand bookshop for so cheap, and it was the greatest day of my life. And again, this is one of those like dip in throughout the year. This is not a case of like, I'm just gonna sit down and read this one afternoon. This is more of like my goal is to complete this by the end of the year, and then hopefully pick up the next few volumes in the series. But yeah, this one says, will I find, why am I looking at the front knowing that there's no way it's not on the back? Collecting the first 54 chapters, 9 volumes, 3 books in a critically acclaimed New York Times best-selling series into one affordable paperback. Its massive graphic novel tells the entire epic tale, so far, of a girl named Hazel and her star-crossed parents. Can't wait. So excited. I don't even know why I'm doing that. If I put that on there, you will hear an awful, awful, awful sound of every book that I just talked about hit the ground. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, so those are the top 10 books that I want to prioritize for 2025. Please, please, please let me know what you are reading in the comment section, because I am always, always, always looking to add books to my TBR shelf. And if you have some recommendations or some books that you think I should check out, I'm big fantasy, love sci-fi, contemporary fiction. I definitely dabble in it. I'm a nonfiction girly. Like, whatever you want to recommend me, I'm all yours. Leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.